This video is brought to you by the Deck of Many and Humblewood.net. Welcome back to the Gallant Goblin. I'm Theo, and today we have an early look at a new set of pre-painted miniatures from WizKids to support the adventure Descent into Avernus. This is Arkhan the Cruel and the Dark Order. We want to thank WizKids for sending us this early preview set. To see what else we received in our mystery box from WizKids, you can click the eye in the corner of your screen. Now, Arkhan the Cruel is a character developed and played by Joe Manganiello, who helped design this mini-set with the folks at WizKids. His story in Descent into Avernus actually spun out of the end of the first campaign of Critical Role. I'll try to avoid as many spoilers as I can during this review, but if you want to be totally spoiler-free, you may want to mute the audio while you take a look at these minis. This set includes Arkhan, who is a Dragonborn Oathbreaker Paladin, Torogar Steelfist, his Minotaur bodyguard, Changó the Manticore, the Death Cleric Turtle Krull, a White Abishai, and a Human Berserker. This set is scheduled for release in March 2020. Let's take a closer look. Arkhan the Cruel is a Dragonborn champion of Tiamat. You can see Tiamat's symbol here on his armor. In Descent into Avernus, he is attempting to assert his will over the Hand of Vecna, an ancient, evil, and powerful artifact that is slowly corrupting him. His ultimate aim is to free his dragon queen Tiamat from the Nine Hells. He also wields a magic +3 battle axe known as Fane Eater, which requires attunement by an evil cleric or paladin, and wears obsidian flint dragon plate armor. Arkhan is a CR16 creature, which puts him on par with an adult blue dragon. Torogar Steelfist is Arkhan's Minotaur bodyguard. Torogar is similarly decked out in magical equipment. He wears a belt of fire giant strength and gauntlets of flaming fury, which cause any weapon he's using to erupt in magical flames. As you can see, his twin scimitars here are bathed in fire. He owns and pilots his own infernal war machine known as Devil's Ride. He also has the ability to rage. You can also see Tiamat's symbol here on his chest. Torogar has a CR of 11 and is considered a large creature on a large base. Joe played Torogar in a Force Grey game on the stream of Many Eyes in 2018. You can see the game by clicking the link in the description of this video below. Krull is a Death Cleric Turtle. Krull is assisting Arkhan in his research on how to gain power and influence over the Hand of Vecna. Krull's shell displays draconic runes carved into it that spell out prayers to Tiamat. He's a 14th level cleric spellcaster, armed with spells such as Divine Word, Regenerate, Create Undead, Anti-Life Shell, and Cloud Kill. He also has an evil-looking translucent spell effect coming off of his maul. This is one of the few turtle minis we have, but your players may not want to use it for their PCs unless they want to look particularly evil. Krull has a CR of 6. Changó is Arkhan's manticore companion, and that's all the Descent into Avernus text has to say about him. Spoiler alert here for some Critical Role adjacent material. Changó was actually acquired by Arkhan on the first episode of Celebra D&D, featuring Joe Manganiello as Arkhan, Marisha Ray and Taliesin Jaffe playing their characters from Critical Role Campaign 1, and Nerdist Jessica Chobot and Dan Casey. The session was DM'd by Matt Mercer. The episode is available on Nerdist Alpha streaming service. Changó has the standard Manticore stat block with a CR of 3. Here you can see him next to the Manticore Mini from Monster Menagerie I to get a sense of the comparison. Both minis are sized large, taking up a 2x2 section on the battle map. And here he is next to the Manticore from the Pathfinder Battles Kingmaker set. Arkhan has a crew of White Abishai working for him. Abishai are mortals who won Tiamat's favor prior to death and had their souls transformed into devils to serve her in the afterlife. They are used as emissaries, generals, assassins, and soldiers. There are many types of Abishai, differentiated by their color. White Abishai are considered the weakest of the bunch, but they fight with reckless fury, making them good frontline assault troops. Here you can see the White Abishai next to the Blue Abishai mini from Descent into Avernus. White Abishai have a CR of 6. Rounding out the set, we have a Human Berserker. In some of the pre-release information about this mini-set, Joe referred to this Berserker as, quote, one of Arkhan's horde of Berserker minions. Though in the text of the adventure in Descent into Avernus, Arkhan is served by Abishai and there's no mention of human berserkers. Though it's not hard to find a use for a good human berserker. Joe also mentioned that this mini is modeled after a friend of his, so feel free to speculate on that in the comments section down below. Do note that the berserker also bears the symbol of Tiamat on his belt. Arkhan the Cruel and the Dark Order are not a large presence in the Descent into Avernus adventure. If your players do encounter him during the course of the adventure, which they should, it will most likely be to negotiate with him and not to fight him. However, and we're getting deep into spoiler territory here, Arkhan is one of the people the party may approach for help in overthrowing Zariel at the end of the adventure should things start turning pear-shaped. If they offer to let Arkhan rule Avernus in Zariel's place, he and his bodyguard Torogar will accompany the party in their final battle. This is a very cool set of minis. Even if you don't play Descent into Avernus, these unique foes could easily be used in your own short adventure or one-shot. They're nicely painted, have translucent spell effects, and look impressive on the gaming table. You could also easily incorporate them into a Rise of Tiamat adventure. The set retails for about $40. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you think of the set. We want to thank WizKids again for sending us this early preview to show you. We want to also thank our sponsor for this video, the Deck of Many. I've been reading through their new campaign setting book, Humblewood, getting ready to gather some friends to play through the adventure. The adventure begins in the village of Meadowfen, which has fallen on hard times. The seasonal rainfalls are late, hurting harvests. Bandits have been a rising presence on the roads in and out of the village. And recently, a troubling plume of black smoke has been seen on the horizon, blotting out the sun. A party of brave villagers went to investigate, but didn't return. Perhaps your players are one of the 10 new birdfolk and humblefolk races, denizens of this village, or maybe they're elves, humans, goblins, or other 5e D&D adventurers who came to investigate the magical land of Humblewood. Either way, the adventure will take your players from level 1 to 5 as they attempt to investigate an encroaching evil while navigating the tricky politics of the forest. Learn more and pick up your adventure today at humblewood.net. Thanks for watching today. If you enjoyed the video, kindly click the little thumbs up icon down below and leave us a comment. I'm always happy to hear from you. Click the eye in the corner of the screen if you'd like to see the other items that arrived recently from WizKids. Subscribe to our channel to see the full reviews of each of those preview sets. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you next time at the Gallant Goblin.